Hi Scorpio, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are focusing in on love, all right? Past, present, future energy for you when it comes to your love energy, the love energy around you. See what's going on, all right? Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate your support. Leave me a comment. Let me know if there's any specific topics you want me to look into with the all signs readings or whatnot as well. This week I do have three different love oracle decks here, but I am also using the Sweet Blossom Lenormand deck. All right, but getting sort of straight on into it for you, Scorpio. Scorpio, past love energy for our Scorpios. Past love energy for Scorpio. I kind of just want to show you, the one on the bottom does feel very important to this past love energy as well. We do have guilt coming through on the bottom, all right? Letting guilt get in the way of happiness. Guilt that this is past energy, in a way. We have here the Cupid card. Love is in the air when Cupid is around. We also have the marriage card. A marriage of souls is a union of two divine counterparts blending together. I am feeling that for a lot of you, you have a lot of guilt over the fact that this did not work. That some of you, this was an actual marriage as well. But for others of you, it doesn't necessarily, need to have been, an official marriage or anything like that. It is just referring to a very strong connection where, you felt like this was the one, I suppose. For you, you felt as though you were meant to meet this person and that you did blend with this person. I feel like I'm kind of getting this energy of like, this is when you first met this person. When you first met this person, you thought that this was the person you were going to marry, kind of energy. And you have a lot of guilt over the fact that that is not what happened. And that's not how it played out. And maybe guilt. For some of you, it's like guilt for thinking that that person had that potential for you at all, knowing what you know now, kind of thing. I do feel that this changed very drastically for a lot of you. I'm just going to clarify this energy for you. Clarify the past love energy for Scorpio, please. Because, when we're looking at the past love energy, it's about learning, yeah? It's about learning. I have learning on the bottom of the deck there. I feel like it's what it's wanting you to sort of really pay attention to is the initial meeting of this person from the past that you thought that was your one, because I'm not feeling as though you're currently with anyone, Scorpio. I have the Stork card here. I'm dropping all my cards today. The Garden and then the Rider. I kind of feel as though a lot of you do kind of expect this person to show up again in the present and future. I feel like a lot of you feel like you deserve an apology from this person. But it's kind of asking you to look at the beginning of this connection with this person in the past. And like, what was it that this person stirred up in you that didn't exist before you met them? Because with the Garden here and then the Rider, The garden is, meeting, compromising, meeting someone halfway, actual meetings. So I feel like it's got to do with a lot of the actual clash between the two of you, the way that we came together, but also the public persona of this connection. For some of you, there was this element of we put on a lovely front. Like on the outside, it looked like the ideal marriage, and um, but there was some stuff stirred up within me. There's a lot, because it feels like, the stuff stirred up, the ideas stirred up within you about it's kind of leading you forwards now. And you kind of rushed into this connection, I feel, for a lot of you as well. It's kind of like you met and then you jumped on that horse and tried to race off into the sunset. And racing off into the sunset, we never hit the sun. We were continually trying to pursue that sunset, and we kept falling off the horse the whole way. And then, we just fell off that horse one too many times, and we have guilt over maybe we didn't get back up and try again. We have guilt over the fact that when we fell down, we fell in a ditch and things went really horrible. For some of you, things did really go really bad, and we clashed big time with this person in a lot of ways. But it's stirring, this meeting this person stirred something up within you, within knowing yourself and understanding yourself and the way that you are in love. It really, really kind of like got you going in a lot of different kind of ways here, where you started to understand things in a lot of different ways. For some of you, this is like this whole thing has like started you off on your spiritual journey type thing. It's one of those sorts of things. Like it feels like trauma for some of you. Honestly, it does. It feels like the same that trauma feels like. Not saying that it was a traumatic experience for all of you, but it's giving the same energy that trauma gives. It with the energy of stirring up new idea, all these ideas of how it should have been, could have been, wasn't. Just some extra clarity for Scorpio on this past love energy, please. Just some extra clarity on this past love energy for Scorpio. Yeah. So pretty much everything we've just said here. We have the whip and then the tree. So we see conflict and we see tension and drama and fighting, self-punishment, but we also see growth and healing here. All right. So this is a big part of you, your self-evolution. You would never have reached this tree if you didn't get hit with that whip kind of energy. If it wasn't for this conflict and this drama and this trauma, this past connection stirring up, not only when you first met this person, it stirred up parts of yourself that you didn't know existed. Because I feel like for some of you, before you met this person, you didn't think that you were capable of loving somebody that deeply, and it made you realize that you are. And then, it all went to shit. It all went to shit. And it's now an opportunity to learn and grow and heal and, learn so much from this. It's like I said, for a lot of you, this is a big step, a big starting point for a lot of you, in your spiritual journey, in your journey within your own self, of understanding yourself and understanding, love and what love means to you and what you want and need from love, what you don't want from love. And it comes down to stopping and actually thinking about the things that this stirred up in you from the word go. Because like I said, when you first met this person, it was like you changed irreversibly the moment that you met this person, because there was just something about the way that you met this person or that first, few weeks of meeting this person, and that little falling in love with this person, that time period, there's something about that changed something fundamentally within you, made you realize parts of yourself that you did not know existed. So those are what you're wanting to recognize right now. That those are how you learn. Those are how you grow. Is recognizing those parts and knowing that, if you've had that once, you've been there, done that. You know that you can have that again now. But we'll see what that sort of leads to in the present and future for you, Scorpio. Scorpio, present love energy for our Scorpios. So you've been through a lot, Scorpio. I'm not going to lie. You've been through a lot, yeah? Even those of you who aren't very old, you've been through a lot in your short-term life. In the shortness of a life, it feels like a multiple lives have been lived already. You're not going to lie. Scorpio. Present love energy for Scorpio. Yeah, so once again, regrets and mistakes on the bottom of the deck. Guilt, regrets and mistakes over the way things happened, the way, for some of you, it's for letting yourself fall for that person. You have a lot of regret for making that mistake, for allowing that person into your life. Don't, because, it was a big part of your learning about yourself and part of your journey. As much as horrible energy that was, and as maybe for some of you it really was a traumatic experience, it's kind of, I hate to say it, but because, nobody deserves to go through that sort of level of trauma, but it was kind of worth it for the kickstart to you and your life and your journey. And we do have legal matters and disputes coming through here. So some of you may still be finalising some of the disruption that this has left in your life. It doesn't necessarily mean legal matters, but I do feel that for a couple of you, this person is just still trying to create problems for you. They're still trying to affect your present, and that's what the dispute energy is that, their version of what happened is a lot different, and they're trying to just still create problems for you in your life, just because, they're still in that whip energy. Yeah, you're in this learning, trying to move and grow and move forward energy. This person is still in that whip energy where they're still struggling within their own self. All right, we have the blocked obstacles card. So, you are currently a little bit blocked, but from bliss and happiness. All right, so you're blocking yourself a little bit from bliss and happiness. I do feel for a lot of you telling yourself that you don't deserve happiness because you're still, energetically, that you're still energetically tied to this past energy. Clarify this energy for Scorpio. Present love energy for Scorpio. I feel for some of you're blocking yourself from happiness because you, even though you want to move forward, pardon, you are allowing the past to have its hold on you still. So you do want to move forward. There's the ship on the bottom of the deck. We have the crossroads here. You need to make a decision. You need to move forward down your path. You need to move forward and not allow the past to affect you anymore from reaching the sun. You need to get back up on that horse by yourself to reach the sun. All right, you need to choose happiness for yourself, Scorpio. Wake up every single day and say, I choose happiness. I choose to not allow the past to affect my present anymore. It sucks. It happened. Trauma, shit, crap. I don't like it. It happened. I choose to not allow it to affect me today. I choose happiness instead of allowing that to be the energy that I'm bringing into every single day, is being stuck in that trauma, is allowing that trauma to block and create obstacles for me in my future and my present. I'm consciously choosing to, because it's kind of this energy here that, in spite of this past person, do it out of spite if you have to, Scorpio. It's like, this past person does not want you to be happy. They don't want you to be happy. They want you to stay blocked. They want you to, stay in this horrible energy because they are. they want you to be stuck in the past and carry that through with you every single day. So do you know what you say? You say, F it. F you. I choose to be happy. I choose to fight this and choose to be happy, because this is how I survive. I need to look after myself in a new kind of way. We have the fox here. I stand up for myself. I choose to fight for me. Do what I need to do to get through the day, and I do what I need to do to choose happiness and choose the light instead of allowing the darkness to take over, because it has been Scorpio. Easier said than done, I know, but you need to keep fighting, even if you have to be sneaky, even if you have to be manipulative with the way that you're telling yourself to do this. Like I said, even if you have to use spite in your favor to, if that's how you choose happiness and that's how you can start moving forward, do what you need to do, Scorpio. Choose spite. If it leads to happiness, look after yourself, right? It's about your own survival right now. And how do we get through to the future? All right, future love energy for Scorpio. So I am trying to sort of stick to, a month or so when it comes to the future energy. Scorpio, what does Scorpio need to know in regards to future love energy? Future love energy for our Scorpios. Show us they've got some good stuff to move forwards to. I love my Scorpios. Yeah, you guys are some of my favorite. Don't tell everyone, but you are. I love that. You guys don't poison yourself with that little stinger, yeah? Use it to... You're a Scorpion. Use it against everyone else, not yourself. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. It's not just self-respect. It's not like for some of you it is self-respect, and I'm just hearing the phrase not carrying on. I don't know what that really means when it comes to love in the future here, but it's finding your self-worth, finding love for yourself, surviving no matter how much life in the past keeps trying to drag you down. You love yourself first. You're still here. You're still moving forwards in the future regardless. So you know what? You've made it already. May as well make the most of that, right? And love yourself for being able to be here today. A lot of weaker people would have allowed themselves to drown in the past already. You haven't. You're still here. Still standing. What's that? So I'm still standing. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate might differ from your usual type and expectations. I do feel like for a lot of you, I'm picking up for some of you that's a specific person. It's like you're telling yourself that person's not pretty enough, or they don't look like the normal people. But look what the normal people did. Look what your past type did to you. Why is that the type that you want to stick to? Maybe you need a new type. Keep an open mind, I'm kind of hearing for someone, it's like, stop restricting your age bracket as much, or stop restricting your distance bracket or your looks bracket, or your, I'm kind of picking up here on somebody that, has only ever dated bigger people, and now they're wanting, maybe you need to date a skinny person, vice versa. Maybe you've only dated younger and you maybe want to date an older person. Maybe you've only ever dated, I don't know, men with beards, and now it's time to start thinking about men without beards, keeping an open mind that your person may actually, especially like I'm getting here, like if you've only ever dated men with beards and you'll never consider men with no beard, they can grow a beard. Maybe you keep an open mind that, if they really love me, they might end up growing a beard in the future anyway. I don't know why that's coming through for somebody. Scorpio. Near future love energy for Scorpio, please. Just wanting to sort of go back over everything already. We've got the coffin, we've got the mice, and then we've got the ship. So it's kind of telling us here with the coffin, that's endings that actually bring us new beginnings. We see the past and you're still stressing about that. But do you know what? It's ended. It's over. It's done with. It's an opportunity to close the lid on the past. Not allow that to continue to eat away at your energy. It's time to transform your energy and start moving forward. Move forward into your future. All right. I just want to clarify this keep an open mind card specifically. Clarify this keep an open mind card for Scorpio. We have the masculine energy. Your logic is telling you only a certain type of person will do. You may need to consider blonde hair. You may need to consider. No, it's not really. It's not really telling me about the blonde hair as much. It's for maybe. I think that's for one person. There's just one specific. It's the person with the beard issue. Whoever that is who only dates people with beards. You need to look for a blonde man with no beard. All right. Who looks kind of like blonde Twilight guy. This is the skin of a killer, Bella. It's getting late at night, Scorpio, while I'm recording this, so forgive me. It does look like the Twilight guy, though, right? It's the masculinity. Even if this is a feminine, all right? Even if this is a woman, it's some sort of very independent, intelligent, strong person. Like they're very, maybe a little bit dominant in their own right, and you're a Scorpio, so you're like, you want to be dominant. We get it, but it's kind of like this. It's telling me, that as a Scorpio, you actually need somebody who can match that. You don't actually want someone weaker than you or stronger than you. You want somebody equal. You want somebody on the same playing field as you, Scorpio, who can match your energy. And I feel like that's why you're maybe coming with this keep an open mind energy, because maybe there's a part of you that has only ever gone for people that don't match your energy, don't match your. I'm hearing the word intimidating factor, that this person may actually seem very intimidating. But there's a softness to them as well. It's weird. Because I am picking up on like a very strong woman who is like, you feel as though you normally would go for women who are very soft and feminine. But this is a very sort of masculine, very confident, abrasive, domineering, power, like boss bitch type energy. I'm picking up that it might be a Capricorn for some of you, which is odd. I don't normally pick that up with the masculine. How will Scorpio know who this person is that is actually the person they should be looking for, please? You have the birds. So it's kind of like, for some of you, you may actually, somebody may actually like suggest this person to you. You may hear something about this person. You maybe already are talking to this person. This person may have pet birds. They may talk a lot. They may be a very sort of chatty, bubbly type person. So you and maybe you're normally would go for like introverted people. And they seem to be a little bit more extroverted than your energy does seem to be. You're overthinking it as well, Scorpio. Have faith. Just have faith. Get your head out of the clouds a little bit. Stop overthinking exactly what this person has to be. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind that, you will run across them in your path. For some of you, you're already talking to them. Destiny's got something good in store for you, Scorpio. Trust. Have faith. Have faith in yourself first. Love yourself first. And the rest will follow. All right. So that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all again soon.